I'm going to start with an assumption that giving the iPad back, turning the episode off at the end, turning off the Switch, PlayStation, is going to be something that's met with resistance a lot in your household, if not daily, if not more than once daily. And we know that screens are addictive. And we know that that doesn't stop at childhood as well, because technology is built for binge watching and binge gaming. So before screen time, managing your expectations. Do we believe that we can get to a point where every single time our child willingly hands back the device without a squeak? That might be an unrealistic expectation. Even if you've got the best ground rules there, I think it's helpful to expect that at least some of the time they're going to kick off, they're not going to like it. And expecting that helps us know where to put our energies. It's not into us then having our own anger response and frustration and resentment towards that. Like, come on, we know this, we always do this, like, what's going on? But actually putting our energies into validating how they feel about it. They were having fun. No one likes to be told what to do. No one likes to be brought out of something really engrossing to do something really dull in comparison. So you can be there by expecting that, and you can be there with 5 minutes of validating and agreeing, empathizing with how that feels. Then during the situation, while you're needing to help them navigate their way out, I like to think of it as building a bridge and going into their world in order to bring them back. So sitting down on the sofa next to them, maybe with just a little touch, you're trying to help a brain that is tunnel vision, and we know what it's like trying to get a child's attention when they're hooked into technology, to start to open up, even just to start to be physically in the room again. You know, I get that when I'm looking at my phone. It's just suddenly my eyes need to readjust to the space that I'm in after I've spent time, scrolling. So asking our child what they're playing, is this the episode where that happens? Which game is this? How are you getting on in this game? Are you doing better than you did last time? Showing an interest. I mean, genuinely understanding, it's part of you understanding what they're actually consuming as well. And taking your time, slowing down, planning this 5-minute window when everything else is going on, but planning a time to kind of zero in, keep everything calm, and gently guide them back out into the real world so we can move on to the next step. And yet, there will still be times when you're met with resistance and defiance and negotiation and whining and I'm going to die if I don't watch the next episode and I just can't bear not carrying on with this game. And there'll be a million reasons why, and there always will be. The next thing is, outside of all of this, is agreeing limits with your child and not thinking that we just have to sit down once, agree a contract, and I can hold them to it forever. But it's an evolving thing, and it's an evolving and ongoing conversation that we have as a family. So having your child take some responsibility over setting their own screen time limits. And that can be a really relaxed conversation around understanding your child's difficulty in turning it off and getting curious about whether there's a pattern to when they might be finding it more difficult, in what scenarios, and is it just before we have to leave the house, in the morning? Is it a particular device that's harder to give up? Problem solving with them. Maybe it's a particular cartoon or something that doesn't really work as well in the evening as it does in the morning. Maybe it's in the morning there isn't enough time for 25-minute episodes and you really need to be looking at things that are 10 minutes long or something like that. Maybe it's moving things around in the routine so that the next thing after TV or the Switch isn't brushing their teeth or unloading the dishwasher or going upstairs. It's not kind of the least fun thing to do at that point. So having a conversation that's very, very open, your concerns on the table, their concerns on the table, and problem solving with them, hearing all the ideas that they've got, writing them down, taking them seriously, collaborating really on what is an aspect of family life that everybody has to navigate themselves in terms of moderation, just like you would with chocolate and other things that need to be balanced. So yeah, those are my points. So before is managing your own expectations around obedience and expecting some kickback because you empathize with the addictive nature of technology. In the moment, planning for a 5-minute window where you create a bridge back to the real world for them, and validating any emotions that come back, normalizing, that's absolutely fine. Fully expecting them, the limit still holds. And then afterwards, having some kind of collaborative coaching session where you talk one-on-one or as a family, maybe owning your own screen time boundaries and limits and kind of where you can make some shifts as well.